ॐ मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं दुस्तर भव सागरतरणं दुस्तर भव सागरतरणौ मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं दुस्तर भव सागरतरणं दुस्तर भव सागरतरणं गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय हरिहरानंद सत गुरु जय जय हरिहरानंद सत गुरु जय जय. Thank you everybody. This is my second episode on my channel. My channel, the previous one, I just pronounced it wrongly. The essence was same, but two times my mission is there. So my channel's name is Guides Glimpse, my mission. So I thought that I will talk today. The second one, the topic will be who is the guide? Who is really the guide? But one of my friend, my esteemed friend, Ansuman, gave me 3 questions. Let me answer those questions. Beautiful questions he has asked because he has got a very sharp mind. And the first question is that he told me in a recording that the Swami of the ruler of the Panchendriyas are mind, and the ruler of the mind is we. But in reality, we are not the ruler. We are being ruled. In order to reverse that process, which is the right process, we have to win over Indriyas. His first question is, which Indriya is most potent? So it's a beautiful question. It's really a beautiful question. Indriya. Indriya means senses. Senses are divine. Senses are divine. But we are not in the divine state to use them. Otherwise, senses are divine. So divine. Just like nuclear energy. If we use the nuclear energy in positive things, we get enormous benefit. But if we'll use it in the wrongly, everybody knows what happened to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, Indriyas are divine. We have got 5 divine things, external things. That is Indriyas, 5 Gyanendriyas. In fact, also Karmendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas are there. What are the Gyanendriyas? eyes, then eyes to see, touch, we can touch, skin, can hear, we can taste, and we can smell. These are the 5 indriyas. So the question is, which is the most powerful indriya? Simple thing. Which indriya comes from the most powerful dimension? It's the most potent, which comes in the lower dimension, from the lower dimension, is the less potent. Or here the dimension means bhutas. We have got panchabhutas. So earth is there in Muladhara, earth, then water in Swadhisthana, then fire in Manipura, in Anahata the air, and in Vishuddha the sky, the ether. So which is the most powerful? We know the ether or the sky is the most powerful because it contains everything. So which organ is associated with the ether? Sabda. First is Sabda. What is the representation of ether? Sabda, Shabda Brahma, Shabda. So how we can perceive that particular aspect? We perceive through Shravanendriya. Shravanendriya means there are 2 types category. That's okay. I will not go towards. I wanted to elaborate also with Tanmatras. We'll any other session we will talk about that. So indriyas, the hearing is the most potent thing. If we hear right things, good things, and attach to that, then we will be elevated. And if we hear, assimilate bad words, we'll be going rasatala, going downward. Evolution, the quickest evolution happens when we use the shabda word. And the quickest going downward also happens when we attach to the shabda in the wrong way. So the most potent one is what? The most potent one is indriyas is ear. So the second question is, if we want to win over all the indriyas then what we should do? First option is, we have to control all of them at a time, or we have to control one by one, or if there is an order, or there is no order. It's also a very good question. So, how to control our indriyas? We can control our indriyas when we will control our mind. There is no other way. Control of indriyas root is mind. Why? Because without mind, there is no existence of indriyas. And mind, here the mind is, actually 2 types of minds are there. One is lower mind, one is higher mind. We have to elevate ourselves to the higher mind. Lower mind is called confused mind, which is confused. Mind is always confused. Always confused, eternally confused. That's why we are here. Otherwise, we would not have been in the earth, on earth, living on earth. So, if we will control our mind, then we can control our indriyas. Okay, fine. But here the question is that if we will control all our indriyas at a time, see, mind here, the confused mind is segmentized mind. Confused mind is weird mind. Confused mind is a virus mind. Confused mind is a software. Is a software which has been created by our sanskaras. So thing is that there is one proverb is there, not proverb, it's just song in there. So I don't remember that song, that proverb. Let me. So the deer is attracted. The animals are attracted towards sound. Okay, means ear organ. The elephant attracted towards touch sensation, means towards, you know what I'm telling. A male elephant can hear the existence of a female elephant long, long miles away. So they have developed that particular senses. So like this, similar things. Some of the things are just like Veem. Veem has developed to eating means what? What I was saying, taste. Is associated with taste. Veema more attached to taste. So the five senses, which senses are dominated within us? We should not touch them. Suppose we are attached to foodie. We are the foodie. Then we should not control the food fast. We'll see which is easiest for me to control. Which indriya is easiest for me to control. Suppose a person who can control his eyes, what he looks, he's not attached with bother about the any other things. So we have to steadfast in that particular control. Eyes. So suppose somebody, we are not control over ear, but we have got the control over eyes. Got it? For example, I'm giving a scenario now. A person is scolding severely. We don't have the control over our ear, but we have got the control over our eyes. So we should close our eyes, right? It is easiest when we have got that particular control, because it is easiest. When we will control, shut our eyes, the posture, expression of that person who is actually scolding us, that is erased. When a few things has been erased, means when a few soldier of the enemy or the evil which is attacking us, that is erased, then we have got more strength within us when we close our mind. And somebody is scolding us severely and showing us like this. Like we close our eyes calmly. We listen, we are listening because we don't have the control over the listening. Then we have got that type of power within us. We'll steadfast in what we are doing. Means closing our eyes, we'll steadfast in closing our eyes. Then we will get a moral strength to do this also. Not physically, may not be physically. We can go away from him. So that way we can control our senses. The cardinal rule is the senses which is easiest to control, that has to be controlled all the time, and it will be controlled unknowingly. And whenever the temptation, which senses is more tempting us, that particular sensational attack or the imposition come to us at that time, we have to use this steadfastly. Which are easy, we have to use that, and use that to eradicate the temptation of which is vivid within us. So this is a beautiful question. Actually, it is a beautiful. So there is no order. Order is our judgment, that which is easiest. First, we have to tackle the easiest. If we can tackle the easiest, then if we can tackle the simplest, then the difficult things we can tackle is slowly. Dhiro pani patra kate. There is a Odia proverb is dhiro pani patra kate. The slow, its English translation is a slow and steady wins the race. Always have to use our presence of mind, common sense. Common sense is the most vital thing, most potent thing to control everything. Another time I'm repeating, the common sense is the most potent thing to control everything. Common sense is not a simple thing. It is common sense. It is simple. It looks simple, but common sense is the fundamental of everything. Common sense comes from Viveka. We'll discuss about that later on. So there is no order of controlling these things, and so another question here is that if we should control all the senses at the same time, if we try to control all the senses at the same time, we will revolt, the body will revolt, mind will revolt, the instinct will revolt. We cannot control that, because for time immemorial, those sanskaras are within us, those potencies are within us, which are expressing outwardly. If we want to check those things, then if so much water will be there and we try to check all the water at a time, can we do that? No, we can't do that. Another thing, we should not be very, very rigid. No, I will do. No. We should not be rigid. We should be sympathetic about our persons also. We should be sympathetic about the persons, because without passion, there is no love. The foundation of love is passion. But passion is, we do not know where to passionate. That is the fallacy. When we'll know where to be passionate, then the attachment will become unattached. When the emotion become love. So there is no order. We should not control all the senses at a time. That is most dangerous thing. Yes, we are gigantic personality, who has got gigantic moral power. They can do that. Who has got a gigantic willpower, they may do that. They can. No, they can. May do that. So ultimately, the best question, sorry, how to victory over our mind. This is the third question of my friend Ansuman. Beautiful question. Mind. Everything comes with mind, and everything will go with mind. If we can control our mind, we can control everything. The most potent thing in the entire universe. Nothing is more potent than mind. Mind is everything. Everything we see all over the universe, that is only the expansion of the universal mind or God's mind or the God's dream. Mind, 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 mind. So, how to control our mind? There are several ways to control our mind. Lord has told to Arjuna. Arjuna told, oh Lord, it is too difficult to control our mind. Mind is always going hither and thither, always turbulent. It is too difficult to control our mind. Lord has said, Viveka and Vairagya. These two words God has said. Viveka and Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Vairagya is unattachment. Whatever we are doing, we have to be unattached. And best way to be unattached, to give everything, whatever we get, to our Ishta, to our God. In that way, for God, if we will work, for God, we will indulge in pleasure also, that will be unattached. Unattachment, Vairagya. And Viveka. Viveka, what is Viveka? Viveka means our inner conscience. Inner conscience. In the first sloka of Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma khetre kuru khetre samaveta jujupsavaha mamikaha pandavaschaiva kim akurvata Sanjaya. Here is Sanjaya. Who is asking? Whom? Dhritarashtra. Who is Rashtrasya Dhartaja Dhritarashtra? Who is body consciousness or the mind? Is Dhritarashtra. He is asking whom? To Sanjaya. Samyak Jaya. When the particular state of mind which is totally controlled over the senses, that particular state is called Sanjaya. Samyak Jaya. Who has got a victory, complete victory over our senses. That is Sanjaya. Sanjaya. Samyak Jaya. We have to go. That is called Viveka. That is Viveka within us. There are several strata of mind within us. We have to expand. Expansion is life and contraction is death. That is what my childhood idol Swami Vivekananda told. Contraction is death and expansion is life. Expansion. Life should be expanded. And when the mind is expanded, all the beautiful qualities of mind we can experience. And one potency of it, the vital potency of the reflection of our soul, is our Viveka. Is always there to guide us. But we have to listen. We have to listen. Listen to Viveka. If we will listen to our Viveka, then nothing wrong we can do. Every moment we'll do the right thing. Even if We'll do some wrong. Viveka will guide us to the right track. But we have to be sensitive. Sensitive to our inner consign. How to be sensitive to our inner consign? If we have got our clarity of mind. How to get the clarity of mind? We have to be genuine. Whatever the pursuit we have pursuing, we have to be genuine. If we will genuine, whatever we are doing, then gradually, Chitta Suddhi will happen. The clarity will come. When the clarity will come, we can follow our inner conscience. When inner conscience will be followed, then we will not do any wrong things. When in that particular state of following the inner conscience is the act to control our senses. Okay. It may be, let me, mathematical, there is a Sanskrit sloka which is mathematically, there is a mathematical process to control our senses. How? That sloka, I just forget, one day, Indriyasya Raja, our Indriya, Indriyas or the senses, who is the king of our senses? Mind. Who is the king of our mind is Vata or the air within us. Two type of air, dynamic and static, we'll discuss some of the time. Who is the controller of this air or the breath? The controller of breath is Laya or the concentration within us. Who is the master of the concentration? Is the Dhani or Anahata Dhani within us. The engine, this is the body engine, there also a sound, internal sound is going on. There are several types of sound, maybe a flute sound, maybe a conch sound, maybe like this. If we will concentrate upon the Anahata Dhvani within us, then we will have more concentration in our life. When we have more concentration in our life, when we have got more concentration in life, then we can control over our breath. When we can control over our breath, we can control over our mind. When we will control over our mind, we'll have control over our senses. Let me elaborate this process. Dhvani, Anahata Dhvani. We have the whole universe is expanded through the primordial sound called Om. From the time, the origin of the time, from the Big Bang, maybe a Big Bang is postulation, but the origin of time, from the origin of time, this Omkar Dhvani is always there. Om. From this sound, Om sound, whole creation has been created. So, if we'll go to the origin, everybody can listen to the Anahata sound. If we'll put the ear like this and concentrate, we can hear the sound. When we'll be practicing more, then like this also, I'm hearing sound. Ghanti Dhvani. Now you have Ghanti Dhvani, bell sound in a quicker frequency. I am listening that. So if we will constantly listen to the sound, we will have the tremendous concentration. Gigantic concentration. If we have that gigantic concentration, then our breath will be rhythmic. Our breath will be rhythmic. Our heartbeat will be rhythmic. when our breath will be rhythmic, when our heartbeat will be rhythmic, then a calmness within us will prevail. Then the prana, the inner prana within us, will be calmed down. When the inner prana is within us will be calmed down, then mind bound to be calmed down, because the potency of the mind is prana. So when the mind will be calmed down, less and less thought will come to us. We'll be more fascinated about one thought at a time. One thought at a time. When we'll merge in that one thought at a time, we'll not be extrovert, we'll be introvert. When we'll be in that particular state of introvert and with a blissful state, it is a steady state, then these indriyas will not affect us. The curving of indriya will die down or slow down. The tempo will slow down. The potency of the indriyas to do swachachara or indisciplined way of acting will be reduced gradually. So we have to practice. We have to practice. Practice. So that is what Lord has called Viveka and Vairagya. We have to follow our inner conscience and we have to have Vairagya or the detachment. These two things, if we'll steadfastly do, then one day we'll win over the mind. And when we win over the mind, the battle will end. Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.